Every year, more and more people take that first step towards becoming active and leading a healthier lifestyle. Several take on the trying task of running with a long-distance goal in mind, such as a half or a full marathon, to keep their feet moving. But it takes more than desire for a distance of that magnitude by foot. There's a long period of training needed to reach that final finish line. No matter what your distance goal is, if you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran, there are certain steps every runner should take to ensure a healthy training period, which will allow you to safely push yourself towards your goal. Let's start with the basics. Consulting a physician is always recommended to determine if you're in good physical condition to begin training.
So if you're new to exercise, it would be useful to go into your primary doctor to get an evaluation to help you with knowing how to start your training if you're younger and generally healthy. And then if you're older, it would be also useful because there are risk factors for heart disease, and just to make sure that you don't have anything that would put you at risk for, heart attack or some other issue like a stroke that would cause more chronic issues with your health.
Once you've been cleared by your doctor, you'll want to create or select a training plan that will allow you to log your runs each week. Be sure to leave room for notes on terrain or machine used for each run, weather conditions, how you felt during the run, as well as any concerning areas of soreness, and anything else that may help you in upcoming workouts.
It's important to kind of decide what kind of training program you'd like to do. You can do distance programs where you're improving your distance each week, or time programs where you're increasing your time each week. And the safe recommendation is to do 10% increase per week so that you don't overtrain.
Now, once you have your training schedule in place, there's something which is often overlooked that you'll need before your first run. It's a good pair of running shoes. And there's more to the surprisingly important part of training than meets the eye. Running itself applies a great amount of strain on your feet, legs, knees, and joints. You're actually exerting a force as strong as 3 times your body weight on normal terrain and up to 4 times your body weight when running downhill. Anyone, regardless of experience or ability, who runs with improper or old and worn-out footwear is susceptible to serious injuries while running. When selecting your footwear, you need to consider a few things. First, be sure that you use actual running shoes designed specifically for running. Other shoes will not provide the same support and sustained cushioning for the amount of miles you'll be traveling. For example, although shoes designed for basketball are meant to be run-in, they are made for quick stopping rather than long distances. Next, and possibly most importantly, you'll need to consider the arch on the bottom of your feet. When you run or even walk for that matter, there are 2 things that are happening with your feet. Pronation, which refers to the inward roll of the foot during normal motion, and supination, which refers to the outward roll of the foot during normal motion. While moderate pronation and supination are required for the feet to function properly, overextensions during either of these motions can cause serious injury or inflammation.
So with the foot, the arch is basically what makes up the type of foot you have, and people that have a flatter arch or no arch, they tend to pronate more because the foot is flexible and then they turn in. And then people with a more rigid or higher arch foot will more be a supinator, walk or run on the outside of the foot.
One way to check if you are an overpronator or supinator is to look at an old pair of shoes. If the bottoms are worn on the outside heel and inside toe, you may be an overpronator. And if the bottoms are worn on the inside heel and outside toe, you may be an oversupinator. It's recommended to visit a sports running shop when purchasing new shoes, where the sales associates are trained to view your running gait to see what type of shoe will benefit you most.
Running shoes are generally designed based off of the amount of pronation, or the length of time the individual spends pronating during what's called the mid-stance, or the loaded phase of the running gait. Shoes range in a spectrum from what's referred to as neutral cushion options through support, stability, all the way up to what are called motion control shoes for those that pronate very severely. So when somebody walks in, we start by introducing ourselves, sitting them down, and taking them through a brief consultation. We bring out a really lightweight shoe that we used as a test shoe, at which point we have them run on the treadmill. We videotape that while they're running and provide feedback about their form and posture.
Stretching is one of the most controversial subjects in the entire running community. Many long-distance runners strongly believe in stretching every leg muscle before running, while others strongly believe it doesn't help. Information found between experts or searches online will also show the same conflicting argument. So who's actually in the right?
Well, there's not really a right answer with stretching, and there's no clinical research that says it actually helps. But people that are athletic tend to like to stretch because it feels good to loosen the muscles up and then kind of recover. You can't really stretch unless you've warmed up, so you have to do, 7 to 10 minutes of cardiovascular activity in order for you to get much of a stretch to begin with.
It's important to get your blood flowing through your body before stretching or simply beginning each run. Stretching or starting runs with tight, cold muscles may lead to strains or even more serious injuries. Now that you've done all of the pre-prep work, it's finally time to take that first physical step and start running. Often, though, taking that first physical step is the toughest part of the battle. Running can be just as draining mentally as it is physically, so it's essential that you keep a positive attitude about each individual run. Just as well, don't get discouraged if you feel like you had a bad run. Things like weather, what you ate and drank that day, and how tired you might be can all affect your run time. Remember, it's okay to adjust your training program as it fits your needs or running ability throughout the training period. Keeping hydrated while running may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many or how often runners do not drink enough or simply forget to drink water during their training. A common guideline is that any adult should be drinking roughly 8 8-ounce glasses of water every day.
It's important to drink enough water just to kind of maintain your physical ability. And so it's important, I would say, if you're going to do an exercise more than 30 minutes, to have some access to fluid, either like water, or if you're on longer, you could even do like a Gatorade or something with a sugar type supplement in it.
Keeping up with a balanced diet is also essential to ensure a healthy training period. Your body needs to replenish nutrients after any workout. Simply drinking fluids like sports drinks or chocolate milk after each workout have been proven to restore carbohydrates and many nutrients needed to recover from the intense strain put on your body.
Well, nutrition is obviously important, especially if you're going to be doing longer distance exercise, because again, the liver is where you store your sugars. It's called the glycogen. And so if you're not eating after you exercise, and usually they recommend eating within 30 to 60 minutes after exercise to kind of replenish the glycogen in your liver.
Setting a goal for yourself, such as training for a long-distance run, is a great way to become active and create a healthy lifestyle. But you should follow the proper steps to do this safely. Talk to your doctor, get the proper footwear, maintain that healthy diet, and you're on your way to that finish line.